is who's first time? First time. Ooh, frisky. I know the front row. Yeah, here's my regulars. So, okay, got a real nice tree this year. Here's one of the nicest trees they've had in a few years. Keeps its shape, strong branches, so if you have heavy things, I know in years past we've had some weak trees that couldn't hold a lot of the heavier things if you're like crush or something in there. Good strong trees, they should be real healthy. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use this guy as an example. You know, this is how your tree comes, all flat up like that. And now, most of them are just hinged like that. Let it go. And what I like to suggest is there's several sections. Reg, you know how many? There's three. There's three on this. What I would do your first section, plug it in. Always shape your tree when it's plugged in so you can see where the lights are. Shape that section. I'll show you some of the secrets of shaping. Then put the next one on and then plug it in, make sure everything works, and work from the bottom up because your branches fall on top of the next branch. So if you're going like this, a lot of times it smashes the branches. So what I always call the octopus shape, your inner branches bring out almost like octopus, like an octopus, because you want to hide this, you know, that nasty center pole. So I always go up, I go up, down, left, right. So start at the back and touch every single little branch. They need love. And I always just go all the way around. Then I let the next section down. So fast. I couldn't work anymore. So you're shaping all the way around. Sometimes, and then as you come towards the front, point. So it's like the octopus, and then it points. I'll remember. You can say a star first, but that's not so fun. Then always step back to see it. Sometimes you might have to take a branch down to hide an area, but if you do it the same each time, you should fill in those sections so you don't see that. Unless you can do wacky things with these if you want. You want to make it a down swept tree. Down. Some are made that way.
We're having trouble hearing you in the back.
Oh, okay. Well, the tree is. Yeah, but like I say, sometimes you can point the branches even down and make it a down swept tree if you need to, or if you need to make a shelf to set something on. I mean, it's just wire. It's not real. It's not going to break. You know, make a little shelf to, let's say, if you had a set faster or something on. See, and that holds that in quite well. We'll get to that later. That's just your basic shape. Your octopus that points. And on this one here, it's about the same way. This is a little thicker too, so you can get away with not going all the way in as much. So I'm really impressed with the trees selected this year. This is a good year for you guys. There have been a few that have been good. Okay, so here's our pop quiz. Y'all ready for this? Veterans, what's our 1, 2, 3 decorating method? Anybody? I know you remember. Okay. Well, that's the way when we're doing our theme trees, we have like kind of like a recipe, I guess you could call it. We call it the 1, 2, 3 method. It's like one theme, 2 colors, and 3 shapes. And if you kind of follow that, you don't get out of control and like, ooh, this looked all good when I had it sitting on the table. When I put it on the tree, doesn't look quite right, and I'll show you the three shapes, because this is the most important thing. And you'll notice in some of our trees, you know, it's not like all balls, and it's not all flat things, it's different shapes, different, we call jabby stabbies, you know, sticking things out. And the three shapes are, you know, your basic ball, and a flat or a cookie. It's a good way of remembering, like a cookie shape. Don't eat it. And then what we call like a jabby stabby, which is just an elongated item, which could either be hanging down or, you know, even if it's sticking out, that gives you that pointy, you know, like icicles and stuff, but jabby stabby is kind of fun, and you always remember that. But those are like three shapes that you should always keep in mind when you're selecting your ornaments or figurines or, you know, or little varmints or things like that. But it doesn't mean that you can't have an all ball tree, because that's very nice, and it's, you know, you're either 2 colors or 3 colors, whatever your doing. And you can have an all icicle tree. I've seen before, they're just absolutely beautiful. But the other is just a good way of thinking, you know, that's your little recipe card. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way up, because I know one of our rules is you have to have a tree skirt and you have to cover the tree. So I'm going to show you some different things you can do. See, I've been doing this how many years for you guys too, so I kind of know all the rules and things too, but every now and then I let one slip. You can do your traditional tree skirt, but you know, we're not tradition here, and we, you know, and this is when we get competitive. We want to make more money than your neighbors, because we want to make as much money as we can for the baby bowl, because it's so wonderful. And wasn't that neat? $139,000. Cool. So here's a new product that came out a few years ago. It's called Deco-Mesh. It's basically a plasticky woven material that comes in sparkles, all colors, and now here's the natural version. And what I just did here, just made a couple loops and tied it together. Now I'm going to tie this on the bottom of the stand. So if you just did 4 of these or 3 of these, your stand is covered. It doesn't rip, because it's kind of it's like a polyester nylon kind of thing, so it's not. Oh, I have no idea. I just pulled it up. Yeah, here's the width, and for your tree it comes wider. But this is the narrower. I think because for the size of your tree, this is the width that would work best, and it's easier to work with than the wider. And you can mix colors together. So, okay, here, Grandpa's getting down here. You can either tie it on the legs of the stand. And then I'm going to make another one. See, look at it, look, it didn't take much to do. And, oh gosh, is there 15, 20 colors over there? So that's what's neat if you have a special color you're trying to find. Here, I'll do one real quick. So I usually just roll a bunch out, kind of just like start with the tail. Just gonna grab it. I'm just gonna make, see, just a loop. Just scrunch it in there.
You make that look easy. It's not easy.
Just, you know, just what you do. Don't worry about it as you're making it. It's when you're finished, then you go through and do your little twisting. So I'm just going to take 3 loose and scrunch it in there. And you don't have to be real straight with your cuts, because it's going to be underneath. That wasn't too bad. I lucked out that time. Then I'm just going to take a chenille, and I always suggest using chenilles to wire things on. It's softer, it doesn't rip, and sometimes a wire, a green wire, we've had problems in the past. It can shock your tree. You can get a little jolt. Or maybe sometimes you might need a little jolt if you're tired. So it's just like, or it's like a bustle. Okay, I'm going down. Again, and something else you can do if you don't tie it on the legs, you can tie it on the bottom branch of the tree as well. Because it's down, and then it's almost like a poofy, like a ballerina skirt. Because when it's hanging down, but yet it's still hitting the ground. It's covering the stand. Let's see if I can show these guys like that. And you see the leg here? I can either tie this on to the leg, there you're covered, or, then I might want to flatten up the branches a little bit, or tie it hanging down like that, and it does the same thing, but it looks just a little different going like that. This is more like a pile of dirt. This is a pretty pile of dirt. So this is a formal pile of dirt. So I'm going to put this one down there. Sarah's trying to teach us some new terminology. Maybe that'll be this year's term, pile of dirt. You can walk by to your neighbor, oh, you have a nice pile of dirt there. Now something else you can do, now that take yards of fabric, and I'm going to use one of our scarves that we carry now, because look at the size of this. Wow, how much is this? For such a good price. I mean, this is $12.97, so for $12, go out and buy a half yard of fabric if you really need that special coloring to finish off your look. And actually, you could get down in here, you can mix it in with this. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to treat the trunk like a net. Just tie a little loop around it. Just do it like a little slip knot. And that's good. Whoever buys your tree then has something else, either if they want to give away and they get back to what they're doing or thanking. You can either pull them all the way out, or you did something like that into your pile of dirt and have it come in between, so if you wanted to come all the way out, if you had like a basket of something, a little sled or something in front of your tree that you still want some color underneath, or you can just kind of loop it under. I guess that would be, we can call that our swaddling tree skirt. It's kind of the idea here. And there's so many beautiful colors over there. Oh, it's just amazing the colors over there. It would match any theme I think anyone would be doing. And even since here's like a thinner one, and there's no reason you can just go aside and tie it around a branch. I mean, this tree's getting cold. And it's almost like a ribbon. You could hang down. I'm just going to leave this in here too, so I'm just going to match some of my colorings. Or even bring it up.